Hey guys, I want to talk a little bit today about growing your own friend circle. This is something that all of us as people, and especially us as men, we're going to face these times in our lives where we have good periods where we've got a lot of friends around us, and friends are important, of course. Everybody needs a support group. Everybody needs what I consider to be like everybody needs their people. Everybody needs their little clan. Everybody needs their little posse in life. And I do think that this is part of being a man of a higher value, is being a man that has an abundant social life, i.e., you've got people around you. You clearly demonstrate to the world that you are a likable person, that other people want to be around, that other people have fun around, that other people enjoy to be with. I mean, and there's a lot in it, of course, for you too, where your life experiences are going to be a lot more exciting and fun and happy and all this kind of stuff if you have a grouping of friends around you that you're just able to go out and do basic stuff with. You can go out on the weekends and have some drinks with. You can go out and take a hike. You can go organize an event and all go into the city together. You can do any number of things. This is an important piece, I think, to being a strong, powerful man in this world, let's say. But the thing that we're all going to be faced with from time to time is these phases where we don't have our friend group around us because maybe you've moved to a new city. Maybe you're like me and you're the one in the group that still hadn't gotten married yet and had any kids, and you're kind of out on your own when all your other friends had kind of gone off in different tracks in life and done their things. And that's well and good. It's great for them, but or any number of reasons. Like I said, you're just in a new situation and you find yourself at that point where you're spending more and more of your time alone. You're spending those nights alone at home, and guys, I'm not talking at all here. Let's take our like dating caps off for a second. I'm just talking about social circles and friends here. I'm not talking about getting women. I'm not talking about any of that kind of stuff. I'm just talking about building your own social circle. In the beginning there, I'm just talking about a little bit about why I perceive that to be important. And I imagine that most people are going to understand that and going to want some element of that in their lives. And that said, I will for a moment talk about the other extreme where I'm a very generally independent person, and I've had a lot of phases in my life where I've just kind of been on my own and had to do my own thing. And I can enjoy my own company. I can certainly go out and mix myself in any sort of situation, find fun and find quote unquote some people to hang with, some friends for the night kind of thing that I can jive with and have some good conversations with and whatever. And then I can go on my own way and be on my own. But that's one thing. But circling back to the original trackway of talk here that I'm getting into is that aside from those times in your life, most of us are probably going to get to that point where you want to have your friend group around you again at some point. You want to have a circle of people that you can go out and do this stuff with. Okay, it's part of enriching your life. It's part of, I think, living a good life, having a fun life, enjoying your time on the earth here. But guys, here's what I'm talking about. If you don't have this friend group, one thing that I've found is that rather than going out and trying to like latch yourself onto or like hook yourself into somebody else's friend group, which never, I would say, I don't want to say never, but a lot of times that doesn't exactly go smoothly. And it's not exactly the easiest thing to like jump in and integrate with people that have long established standing relationships with one another. And then you're kind of the outsider that circles in at some point. And it's just, I'm not saying it's undoable. I'm not saying it never happens. I'm not saying you can't grow great friendships out of those situations, but it is a challenge. It is a little bit harder. I think anybody that's been through a little bit of life would hopefully identify with some of that. But what I'm getting at here, guys, is that in lieu of those sorts of situations, I want you to start looking at it like you're going to grow your own friend group. You're going to be the own head of your own posse. You're going to be the top guy. You're going to be the assembler. You're going to be the organizer. You're going to be the guy that brings people together. You are going to be the center of a group, let's say, and you're going to grow it yourself organically from your center of who you are as a person and the type of guy that you are and the type of people that you want to associate with, you're going to surround yourself with people that you choose to. Okay. And when you're allowed to build your own friend group like that, things are so much better. Let's circle back to that instance where I described latching in or hooking into somebody else's friend group. Inevitably, there's going to be some people in that group with you that you probably just don't mix with, you don't jive that well with, and you don't, maybe you don't get along with, maybe you don't care to be in their presence, as opposed to maybe there's one or two people in that group that you actually kind of like, but the other group or the other people in the group you don't really care for. Those are just byproducts of the facts of reality when you jump into a pre-existing group like that. But getting back to what I'm describing here, guys, it's like you have to do your own work. You have to put some effort into growing your own circle. Like I said, this circle where you're going to be the head of the posse, you get to elect and choose who you hang out with. That is really going to it's going to lift you up in this world, and it's going to be a big key piece in you being what I perceive to be a complete man that's got a solid job, that's got a good girl maybe in your life, or you're dating, you're having fun, you got a good family around you. But then there's also this very big piece that comes into the mix where it's like you've got a kick-ass social life. You go out, you have fun, you do cool things, you have people around you that you get along with, you just enjoy their company. Okay, so I want you to start thinking on those terms. Like, I'm going to build my own friend group. I'm gonna build this group up to what I want it to be. And when you adopt that mindset, then you can go out there and you can find people, you can seek people. And I know that I'm sure in your minds right now you're already wondering, like, how in the hell am I going to do this? Right? This is kind of difficult for some people. I've never had that problem in life. I've been very lucky. I have an ability. Like, I just feel lucky that I can connect with people pretty readily and pretty quickly, and I've grown some great relationships out of all sorts of different realms of my life. But that's one of the places you can start, guys. Is like, you can, if you've got one or two people in your workplace that you really get along with, you jive well, get them on a text message thread to, hey, we're all going to go out and get beers, this night. And, you pull a couple people from here, from the work setting. You pull a couple people from, I don't know, your kickball team or your intramural sports league or your whatever, your church group, your whatever interests that you have outside. You bring a couple here from there, a couple, from all over the place, and you get your crew together. And it's as simple as what I just mentioned a moment ago, like putting together like a little text thread and getting these people like kind of used to hearing your communications, like, oh, every once a month, like Mike's always inviting people out to go do happy hour at this bar. And you slowly bring people together. You bring this circle closer. You get some of these people to mix and meet, and they're all meeting around you. You're kind of the center point. You're kind of the centerpiece, and that's a very cool position to be in. And like I said, like in this instance, you get to be the selector of who you spend your time with, who is allowed into the circle, who is lucky enough to gain access to this exclusive, this friend club, this men's club, whatever it is. Okay. That's like one way to start this budding sort of situation. The other thing that you can do is, I really love the concept, and I've had a good time, and I've grown a couple groups out of using the Meetup platform online, right? Meetup.com. Yes, there's plenty of groups that you can jump into and mix into that are already pre-standing and already established. But it goes back to what I said before. I mean, are you going to like all these people? Probably not. Hopefully most of them you will. If people are meeting around some sort of interest that you have, then certainly you can probably enjoy this sort of situation. But it is different jumping into that pre-existing group. Once again, you're not the center hub of that posse that's going to grow around you. But let's twist your minds up again, guys. Like, forget about joining another group. Make your own group. Okay, you be the leader. You grow your own group around whatever your interest is. If your interest is just strictly getting together in a pub on a weekend night and socializing and drinking with people that are like-minded or something, then do that. if you like to go out and do archery, or you like to go horseback riding, or you like to lift weights, or you like to get together and talk about the universe and intellectual topics, and like whatever it is, like make your own meetup group, okay? Carve out that little interest. You'll be surprised who out there is observing and will want to participate. And yes, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some time, but you're going to be able to grow something fantastic out of this for yourself. You're going to be able to grow your own little friend group on something like the Meetup platform. Okay, if you don't have those people that are the coworkers and the this guy and the that guy and all these little people that you pull from these small areas of your life, you can still do it even in lieu of that. Meetup's a great example. There's many other platforms. I work in an industry that has a couple of their own dedicated social platforms, let's say, where you can meet other crew members that work in my industry, and there's always other avenues to exploit in the same regard like you would the Meetup group. So be it if you're a traveler, if you have a professional group, if you've got other means where you can solicit attention and try to draw people in to bring them together, there's many different avenues to do that. And that's of course one of the biggest things that I wanted to tell you guys is like, you're never defeated. If you're at home on a Friday or Saturday night and you're just feeling lonely, like, yes, you can do something about that. You can make your own group. You can make your own little posse. You should make your own little posse. There's a lot too that comes along with this, guys. When you make your own situation like this, it's like, yes, you're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to enjoy, hopefully, the company of other people. But at the core and at the base of a lot of this is like, you are being a leader. You are learning to lead people. You are the one that brings people together. You are the powerful guy. You are the person that is in the center, like I said. And this is not like you going out there and trying to be selfish and trying to be arrogant and trying to be all this kind of stuff. But that is very empowering. When you're in that sort of position in the middle of a big friend group, you're the one that organizes things. You're the one that's calling the shots, right? You're kind of like the boss. This is your posse, okay? You're not joining anybody else's posse. You're making your own posse. And there is a lot of power that comes along with that. And there is some irony here that if you're a guy that's out there to try to meet new women, try to attract other people, other friends, like whatever it is, there is an appeal. People can tell when you're the center of the group. People can tell when you're the leader of the group. That speaks loudly to the world around you, and people are going to notice that. And that is going to be something that also contributes to elevating you in life, whatever it is that you want to do. And it doesn't just have to be dating. Just professionally, just being a better person, being developing as a human, being in that sort of position is all very beneficial. It's all going to lift you up. It's all going to raise you up. It's going to make you better, and it's going to feel good. And it's the coolest thing in the world, guys. When you've got your little crew, your little posse, you get to go out and have fun, and you get to do the things that almost like you want to do, right? You get to call the shots. You get to decide the when and the where and the how you guys all hang out, if that's the way that your group develops, right? And I'm not saying you've got to be some power hungry idiot either, right? Don't get this wrong. Like, you're not the king of the world kind of thing, but there's a difference in life between people that will make an effort to organize people and to get people together for fun stuff, and there's other people that are just gonna like want to just come along like as able and just whatever, right? So there's two differences. Like I said, guys, there's the leaders and there's the followers. And when it comes to you and your little posse and your friend group, I advocate that sometimes it's better to be the leader, okay? It will bring you amazing experiences in life. You'll meet amazing people, but you got to push outside a little bit of your comfort zone. And sometimes you're going to have to start from scratch. You're going to have to make something materialize out of thin air. You're going to have to grow your own friend group, okay? As weird as that might sound to some people, it's a thing in life, okay? You don't have to go through life lonely and bored. You can, today, you can start your own friend group. You can start working on it, okay? All right, guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Talk to you soon.